I'm now in Esquel, a Patagonian town underneath the Andes mountain range, and what better place to start off with than going to the tourist office just there, where they were so helpful. They've given me a map which is very big, telling you everything you need to see in the town and around. So I got here this morning after 11-hour bus ride from Puerto Madryn. There is the sign there that you should get your photograph taken with, and I'm staying in a hostel that's £12 a night with a free breakfast. Now I've only been out for about the last half hour, and already this town is quite cute, if you can say that word, cute. For Patagonia, this is known as a city, but it's got a town vibe. Now, a lot of people do not come here, and this morning, as I got here, I was actually going somewhere else, but that fell through. So I found the hostel very quickly and decided to make this base for 2 nights. Now, a lot of people who do come here, and the hostel is quite busy with Europeans, and they've all come for the national park, which the tourist office tried to sell to me this morning, or just now. But during the winter time, this place is known for its winter sports. A lot of winter sports. But it still has a Welsh connection, as you can see just there. So I'm heading towards San Martín Park, which I got recommended by the tourist office to start off with, and then I'm going to head towards this later on, the railway, which is famous around these parts. Now at the moment I am wearing a hoodie because it is quite chilly. What time is it now? Coming up to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm still wearing shorts. It's not really that cold, not UK cold yet. There's a lot of chocolate shops. Right, let's find this park. Plaza. For somewhere that is not touristy or didn't get the tourists, it feels very touristy, if that makes sense. Even the tourist office itself was quite big with a lot of staff. In fact, he gave me a tourist office WhatsApp number and said, if you've got any questions, just WhatsApp us, which I've never had before. So a lot of people do bypass this area to go straight to Bariloche, or they go to Trevelyan, which is a Welsh village, and about a 20-minute bus ride away from here, which I'll be going to tomorrow. There you go, San Martín. But the buildings all have an alpine look about him. So I think this is sort of central. And I did find there's a lot of dentists here, and I mean a lot for the size of it. How do I know? Because I googled them this morning. If you've been following me, then you'll know that I have been looking at dentists. Broken tooth just there. It's got to a point where it's starting to be noticeable. That's the right way of putting it. That I think it needs to be taken out. But I think this place might be a bit too expensive, so I'm going to wait until I get further north, which is why I am travelling a little bit faster. And that there is the plaza. That's quite big. It is quite a size. Now, the first colony around here with the Welsh settlers was in Trefalun, and this town was mainly built up from the railways. So it came after Trefalun, even though this place is quite bigger. And there's the man himself, Plaza San Martín, looking very serious. Bandstand. Right, I'm only walking towards this fountain because of the fact I just want to look at the view of the mountains. That's beautiful. And if you saw my previous video, as soon as I arrived here, the sunrise coming over that was absolutely gorgeous. The colours. Oh, even though I was so tired, it did make me happy. But just standing here, you don't feel like you're in Argentina. But it looks like they're quite proud of their little city. Right, let's go on to see the railway. Right, I've just seen this in the park, and it looks like it's been built out of old tyres, but an eagle's head. That's quite cool. So I'm outside the old town hall, built in 1923 from a sign over there that I just read. I think the clock needs sorting out because it says it's 10:30. And then just outside it is this thing here, which caught my attention. It's, I think, abstract art. The little title, it's got Sin Titilo, which means no title. It came from an art exhibition that was held here in 2001. Even the artist couldn't think of a title for it. When I was being checked into the hostel this morning, one of the things that the receptionist girl said was, this place is very safe, and it was repeated again in the tourist office. You are very safe here. Oh wow! Patagonian Brewery, Berliner. Wow. Didn't know they brew their own beers around here. Is it worth going tonight just to try it out? No. Budget says no. And although I am heading towards the famous train station and I have got a map, I am just wandering aimlessly like I usually do. Oh, look at that. Look at the snow on top of the mountains up there. Is that the Andes? But I do find that when I do walk around, just not following a map, you get a better idea of what the place is like. And I didn't think he was going to stop there. He was coming closer and closer and closer. So I'm still on my way to the railway station, but look at that view. That's gorgeous. But where I'm going to is just about a 5-minute walk from here. And this is what Esquel is famous for. And it is La Trochita, the Old Patagonian Express. So this looks like the original buildings around here. And there is the train tracks. So this is an old narrow railway and it's still running for tourists, but I assume it's running during the summertime. I mean, it's not running at the moment because people are walking on the tracks. Hopefully I'll be able to see a picture of what the train looks like. La Trochita, I'm hoping I say that correctly. But there's a map that shows you that it goes from here all the way up to Mayten and Noquinoco. Oh, my Spanish pronunciation is really bad. I'm just coming to the ticket office. That's what it looks like, including the cotton wool as smoke, and it runs twice a day, 8 o'clock in the morning, 1:30 in the afternoon, but the price international 136,000 pesos. That works out about 65, 70 quid. Ouch. Ouch, that's expensive. Wow. But it takes you through the Patagonian mountains, just like that one. Don't know why I walked all the way around. There's some stairs there, takes you straight up. So that's been running since 1922. But it wasn't that expensive in them days. Ouch. Again. And to be honest, I wasn't that far away at 1:30. So I would have heard an engine. So I don't know if it's not running off season. So I found another abstract art, and it's from the same sort of art thing from 2001, And it says in the little plaque down there, with the wings of the soul spread in the wind. To me, it just looks like an upside down tooth. So there's loads of just abstract art all over the town. So there must have been a big art festival, 2001. They all look quite cool. I quite like this town. Glad I came. And I've been walking around for the last 2-3 hours. It's a really nice town. I'm glad I've come. I've walked everywhere. It's probably small enough that I think I've seen the whole place. But tomorrow I'm going to head up to Traveller. It's going to be a bus ride, about 45 minutes by bus. Go to the bus station and see what it's like around there. And oh, there it is. I found the hostel. But if you've enjoyed this little wander around, then all you've got to do is press that like button. If you want to see what's out there, the Welsh village, then subscribe. But now I'm going to head off and just rest my feet. That was a long walk. So until next time, bye bye for now.